First question is the first question for the MCQ is in a bryophyte the cell of X are in haploid and the Y are in diploid condition. Now identify X and Y. Okay, as we all know, in bryophyte it is present in two stages. What is this? That is haploid phase, not a stage, it's a phase. Okay, one is haploid phase and one is diploid phase. So here the question is asked like X is a haploid cell, so it may a haploid phase is also called as gametophyte, right? And Y are the diploid condition or diploid phase. Diploid, when the bryophyte is in diploid, after zygote formation it will become diploid. That after zygote, what will be the next stage? What will be the next development? It is the saprophytic phase. Okay, saprophyte, it is called as a saprophyte. You just revise this. So X is a haploid, means it is a gametophyte. Then Y is the diploid, that means it is a saprophyte. So now identify X and Y. The options are given here. The option A is X is a gametophyte, Y is the spores. No, this answer is wrong because X is gametophyte is correct, but Y is a spore. Spore, in the bryophyte the spore is also a haploid because it is a result from the meiotic division or a reductional division. Okay. Then next option is X is a sporophyte and Y is a gametophyte. This is also wrong because X is a haploid, means it's not a sporophyte. Sporophyte is a diploid one. And X is the gametophyte, Y is the sporophyte. Yes, this answer is correct. Okay, the option C is correct. X is a gametophyte, Y is the sporophyte. Okay, next moving to next question. Which of the following option mentions the events when mitosis happens in the life cycle of bryophytes? Okay, where or which condition mitotic division is happening? Okay, first option is first during the sporophyte formation stage, and second is the during the gametophyte formation stage when mitotic division is happening. Mainly mitotic division happens when the gametes are forming. Gametes are formed in the gametophytic phase of the bryophyte. Okay, here they are given like that during the sporophyte formation. Sporophyte formation, what will happen? Their mitotic division is happening. Yes, sporophyte formation, mitotic division is forming. And during the gametophyte formation also, gamete formation also, mitotic division is occurring. Then when meiotic division is happening? During the sporophyte formation stage also mitotic division only happening, and during the spore formation stage. During the spore formation stage, what happens? There is the reductional division or meiotic division is happening. Resulting this haploid spores are produced. So option A is the correct because it is formed in the sporophyte stage also the mitotic division is happening, and during the gamete formation also mitotic division is happening. Then when the meiotic division is occur only during the formation of spores from the sporophyte, then only we observe the meiotic division or a reductional division. Okay, is that clear? So easy, right? Then choose the option with the correct statement with respect of bryophyte. Here there are 4 statements are given and 4 options also given. So carefully you read the statements and click the correct answer. Okay. Now I am reading the options. It is related to the bryophytes only. They could play a major role in ecological succession. They were the first land plants. The height of the tallest bryophyte is less than 1 meter. Vascular tissue are present in them. So here the first statement is correct, right? Major role, they are playing major role in the ecological succession. And it is the first plant in the land. Of course, after algae, it is little bit developed from the algae and it is recognized as a first plant. It can be grown on the soil, right? So they were the first land plants. And the height of the tallest bryophyte is less than 1 meter. Yes, of course, they are not grown so tall? Because they are avasculated and they require support, right? So to grow tall, it requires supports. There is no such a erect support or strength to the plant. So they grow only up to 1 meter. Is the highest length of the bryophytes. So here option A is only 1 and 4. Option B is only 1, 2, 3. Option C is only 2 and 3. And option D is only 1 and 3. The correct answer is B, because all the three statements are correct. Then rearrange the following life cycle events in Mertensia starting from the formation of the zygote. Here they give the life cycle which is starting from the zygote. Okay, life cycle of Mertensia is given which start from zygote. Zygote to we have to read. Sorry. Here some 7 statements are given. So we have to arrange here. The options in option, they give the sequential sequence of the life cycle which is starting from the zygote. So we have to read the statement correctly, 7 statement correctly, and we observe the sequence and arrange the sequence and click the right option. Okay, first option, first statement is the formation of this after zygote. Just remember, it is occurred after zygote formation. Here the first statement is the formation of the sporophyte, and second one is the spore germination, and third one is the formation of gametophyte, fourth one is the gamete formation, and fifth one is the reduction division and formation of spores and syngamy. Here statements are given, okay, and here options, the sequence are given. So we just check the sequence order and click the correct answer. Here the first option is first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. So in same order. Is that correct? We just clear. Formation after zygote, what is the process? Formation of sporophyte. It is correct. Okay. First option is correct. The next, spore germination. No, it is not correct. After sporophyte, what will be happen? It should be undergo reductional division so that the spores are formed. So this option A option is wrong. The next option is 7, 1, 5, 5th, 4th, 2nd, 3rd and 4th. 6th, 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Let's see. The fourth option is gamete formation. Okay. You just read again the question. Here the life cycle is starting from the zygote. So first here given as gamete formation. After zygote, there is no gamete formation. Before zygote formation only gametes are formed and gametes are united and then they become a zygote, right? So the option B is wrong. Then let's moving to the option C. First, okay, formation of sporophyte. It's a correct one. Then fifth, that is reductional division. Yes, correct. After sporophyte formation, it undergo reductional division. So that what will be formed? That is formation of spores. That is sixth option. Sixth statement is the formation of spores. Yes, after a reductional division, it will form the spores. Then second option, spores germinate. After spore formation, it will get germinate. And the third statement is the formation of gametophyte. Spore germinates and they grow into a gametophyte. Okay, gametophyte. Then the fourth option is gamete formation. Okay, gametophytes are growing. They form male and the female gametophytes either as separate plant or in a same plant with the different branches. Okay, so for gametes are formed. Then the seventh option is the syngamy. That is the gametes are united. Okay, then give rise to zygote. That is the next one. So the correct option C is C. Right? Did you understood? Here the one is formation of sporophyte. After that sporophyte undergo reductional division. After the reductional division, it will form the spores. These spores germinate and form gametophyte. This gametophyte give rise to gametes. These gametes then undergo union or unite male gamete moves towards the female gametes, and they become syngamy, or the union takes place. Okay, so option C is the correct one. Why are bryophytes referred as the amphibians of the plant kingdom? Option A, they can live both in water and on land. They can survive in both wet and dry environment. They live in soil but depends on water for sexual reproduction, and they can photosynthesize both in sunlight and shade. The option is C, because they live in soil but they require water for the sexual reproduction, for the movement of the gametes. So they require water as a medium. Okay. The next question is, which of the following is not a characteristic habit for bryophytes? Which is not? They are asking negative. It is not a characteristic of habit for the bryophytes. Okay. A option, that is damp areas. B is humid localities, shaded region, arid desert. The answer is arid desert. In a dry desert, we cannot see the bryophyte because they can't survive there. Okay, their habitat should be a damp, moisty, shady area. Okay. Then, what role do bryophytes play in plant succession? They prevent soil erosion. They are the final stage of succession on bare rock. They initiate plant succession on bare rocks or soil. They are primary producer in aquatic ecosystem. The option C is correct because they initiate plant succession on bare rocks or soil. Here, these bryophytes colonize on the rocks, moist rocks and soil, so that they lose up the soil, they form the soil, and so that the other plant can grow easily. Okay. Which of the following is an example of a bryophyte? Fern, liverbird, pine tree, algae. Option B, that is liverbird. Next, in which type of environment are bryophytes most commonly found? Dry and sunny area, wet and shaded area, cold and arid area, or saline water? Option B is correct because wet and shaded area is required for the growth of the bryophyte. Then, what is the significant ecological role of bryophytes in their habitat? Ecological role, that is options: pollination, soil formation, nitrogen fixation, providing fruit for animals. Ecological they are asking, so it is related to the ecology, soil, air, water and all. So soil formation. So bryophytes, they play a major role in the soil formation. Okay. Bryophytes require water primarily for which of the following process? Easy, right? For photosynthesis, nutrient absorption, sexual reproduction, seed dispersal. Main option is C, because sexual reproduction they require water. Without water, they cannot undergo sexual reproduction or complete their life cycle. Okay. The next question. What is the main plant body of bryophytes called? Sporophyte, gametophyte, thallus, rhizoid. Main plant body, not a phase, not a stage. Option is thallus. The main plant body, it is called as a thallus. Here not main phase of the main stage of the bryophyte they are not asking. If they ask like that, main phase of the bryophyte's life cycle they ask, then maybe the answer should be gametophyte. Okay. Here they are asking main plant body, the structure of the body. The structure of the body of the bryophyte is called as the thallus. Okay. Then how are bryophytes attached to the substratum? Substratum such as soil, rocks or muddy wood. Okay. How they are attached? By roots, stem, rhizoid, leaves. Of course, rhizoid. They have unicellular or a multicellular rhizoid. It helps in the attachment to the substratum. Then, which structure in bryophyte is responsible for producing gametes? Where the gametes are produced? Sporophyte, gametophyte, rhizoid, spores. B. Gametophyte phase. gametophytic structure, gametophytic stage. In gametophyte, they produces the gametes. Male and female gametes are produced. Okay. What type of division do zygotes in bryophytes undergo to produce a sporophyte? What type of division do zygote in bryophyte? What kind of division undergoes zygote to sporophyte? You must read the question very carefully, because careless in the reading these kind of question, it will be affect your marks. Okay, here, see here, what type of division do zygote, after formation of zygote uh, to the sporophyte, what kind of division? Mitotic division, meiotic division, binary fission, or budding? What kind of division? Mitosis. Mitosis. When the meiosis occur after formation of sporophyte only, it undergo meiosis and produces the spores. Okay. From the zygote to sporophyte, it undergo mitotic division only. From gametes also produced from the mitotic division, and the zygote is the diploid, right? Okay, gametes are haploid. The both male and female, they united, they form the zygote. Zygote is now is 2n, or the diploid. From diploid to it undergo developmental, structural development. Not a any spores are not produced immediately. It undergo modification, structural modification, and forms a sporophyte. During this phase, it undergo mitotic division only. Okay. After the maturation of sporophyte, in the mature sporophyte, it undergo meiotic division and it forms the spores. Okay. Is that clear? You must read the question carefully. Okay. The next question is, which sex organ in bryophyte is flask shaped and produce a single egg? Which sex organ in bryophytes is flask shaped and produce a single egg? Which one? Flask shaped and egg. Egg means it's a female reproductive structure, right? Antheridium, archegonium, sporangium, thallus. The answer is archegonium. Archegonium is the right answer. Next, what are the biflagellate male gametes produced by antheridium called? The antheridium, it's a male sex structure. They produce which kind of gametes, and what is called? That is called as a anthrozoid. Anthrozoids or the biflagellated anthrozoids are produced from the antheridium. Where do anthrozoids come in contact with the archegonium? Where? In the air, in the soil, in water, or on the plant surface? In water. As we all know, for the completion of life cycle of the sexual cycle, it requires water. For what? For the union of sperm with the egg. So, movement of the sperm, it require water. The next question is, what process occur in some cells of the sporophyte to produce haploid spores? What process? Mitosis, meiosis, fertilization, germination. What is the process? That is meiosis. After meiosis only, the sporophyte, they produces the spore. The spores are haploid and it's the first cell of the gametophyte. Okay? Is that clear? Next, moving to next question number 20. What happens to the haploid spores produced by the sporophyte? What happened? What is the next step? The spores are produced from the sporophyte. Then what is the next step? That is, they become gametes. They develop into new sporophyte. They germinate to produce gametophyte, or they undergo fertilization. What is the next step? They germinate. Next, immediately is the spore released from the sporophyte. They get germinate and produces the gametophyte. Okay. The next question is, what is the relationship between the sporophyte and gametophyte in bryophyte? What is the relationship between sporophyte and gametophyte in bryophyte? See, the statements are given. The sporophyte is free, living independent. No, the sporophyte depending on the gametophyte, right? The gametophyte is dependent on the sporophyte for nourishment. Is that right? No, right? The gametophyte is dependent on the sporophyte. No, gametophyte is independent, right? The sporophyte is attached to and derives nourishment from the gametophyte. Yes, sporophyte is attached to the gametophyte and they derive the nourishment from the gametophyte. This statement is correct. Both are free living and independent. No, this statement is not correct. So, correct answer option is C. The sporophyte is attached to the gametophyte and they derive nourishment from it. Okay, gametophyte nourishes the sporophyte. What is the economical importance of some species of sphagnum moss? What is the economical importance? They are used as a food for humans? No. They provide peat used as fuel and packaging material. Yes, this statement is correct. They are used in the production of medicine? No, not at all. They are cultivated for ornamental purpose? No. The options B. They provide peat used as a fuel and the packaging material. Okay. The next question is, what role do mosses play in preventing soil erosion? What they do? They absorb excess of water from the soil. They form dense mats that reduces the impact of falling rain. They release chemical that bind soil particle together, or they grow deep root and stabilize the root. No. The option B is correct because they form the mat on the soil, one mat like structure, so that if the rain fall, the impact of the rain is reduced, so that soil erosion can prevent. Okay. They form the dense mat and reduce the fall impact of falling rain. This is the correct answer. Option B is the correct answer. Then next, which organisms are the first to colonize rock along with moss? This is one of the extra knowledge, but it is there in the NCERT book. We go and check. You will get this statement. Okay. Which organism first colonized with the rock along with mosses? Lichens. Lichens, it's a combination of the algae and the fungi. Okay. Algae and fungi, they live together with the mutual association. So they play, they present on the rock. Okay. They present on the rock. They may be fructose lichen, fructose lichen. Most of fructose or fructose type of lichens we can observe in the rocks. So mosses also present on the rocks with the little bit soil they require. And here lichens also present. So this statement is there in the NCERT book. Okay, you just go and check, and each and every line of NCERT is very important. Okay. Next, how do mosses and lichens contribute to the growth of higher plants on rock? How they contribute? By providing shade? No. Then by producing nutrients through photosynthesis? This is also wrong. By decomposing rocks to create suitable substratum? Yes. By attaching pollinator? No. They decompose the rocks so that it is suitable for the growth of other plants. Okay. The option C is correct. The next, how are bryophytes classified? So this is the mistake here. Just see. Yeah. How are bryophytes classified? How they classified? Algae and fern, liverworts and mosses, fern and gymnosperm, angiosperm and gymnosperm. The classification of the bryophyte is liverworts and mosses are the two classes of bryophytes. Okay. Next, which animals benefit from mosses as a food source? Carnivorous mammals, birds and herbivorous mammals, fish and amphibians, reptiles and insects. Some birds and herbivorous mammals, they eat these mosses as a food. Okay. Next, what unique characteristic of sphagnum moss make it useful for transshipment of living material? Its ability to repel insect, its capacity to hold water, its high nutrient content, or it resistant to decay. The option B, it have the capacity to more water. So it is used in the shipment or transfer of the living plants or living material. Okay, so moisture required for the living materials, right, for their life. So here it is used as a water holding substances. Okay. Then, what do mosses along with lichen decompose to make suitable for high-end plant? What they decompose along with lichen, the mosses, why are bryophytes generally considered of little economic importance? Because they are not used in agriculture, they do not produce any a commercially valuable product, they are not widely cultivated, and they have minimum ecological impact. The answer is B, because commercial valuable products are not produced from this bryophyte. Okay. Next, in which habitat do liverworts usually grow? Dry, sandy soil, moist, sandy habitat, open grassland, and coastal area. What is the answer? The answer is moist, shady habitat. Okay. Liveworts, mosses are both are bryophytes, right? If they ask in which habitat do mosses usually grow, so answer should be same. Moist, shady habitat is required for the growth of bryophytes, right? Which of the following is an example of a liverwort? Liverwort's example, most popular example is what is? What is the example? That is Mercantia. Mercantia is the popular example, which is flattened dorsiventral flattened leaves like structure we observe, unicellular rhizoid you have, and there is a presence of gemme cups, right? This is the example of liverwort. Then, what type of plant body do liverworts like Mercantia have? The plant body is called as thalloid, right? It's a primitive plant, so that it is a thalloid only. Next, how does asexual reproduction occurs in liverwort? How asexual reproduction occur? By spore formation, by seed germination, by fragmentation and gemme, by vegetative propagation. In liverworts, asexual reproduction takes place by fragmentation and gemme. From gemme, they produce gemma buds. These gemma buds, they germinate and give rise to a new gametophyte. Okay. Next, what are gemme? Sexual reproductive organ. Now, asexual buds, photosynthetic cell, spore producing structure. Gemme are the asexual buds which is observed in the liverworts like Mercantia. Okay. Next, where are gemme located in liverworts like Mercantia? Where are gemme located in liverworts like Mercantia? On the root, gemme cups on the thalli, or on the leaves, or on the stem like structure. It is present in the gemma cups. Gemma cups are there on the gemma cups on the thalli, which is present. There we observe the gemme. Okay. During sexual reproduction in liverworts, where are the male and female sex organs produced? On the roots, on the same or different thalli, only on male thalli, only on female thalli. During sexual reproduction, male and female sex organ, where they produced? On same or different thalli. They may be monoecious or a dioecious, or they are bisexual, or they may be unisexual, or they may be a homothallus, or they may be a heterothallus. All are same terminology. Okay, you just all remember all the terminologies. Don't get confused. Okay. Next, what are the components of sporophyte in liverworts? What are the components of sporophyte in liverworts? Okay, root, stem and leaves, food, seta and capsule, thallus, gemma and rhizoid, and spore, gamete and zygote. They are asking liverwort and sporophyte. The answer is food, seta and capsule, which is common structure of the sporophyte of the liverwort. Okay. Next, what process occur in the capsule of the liverwort sporophyte? What process? Inside the capsule, what is capsule is present in the sporophyte, right? Inside the capsule, what is happening? Mitosis, meiosis, fertilizer, germination. What will happening? There we will see meiosis. We will see meiosis. After meiosis, they produces the spore. Inside the capsule only spores are formed. So there should be a reductional division happen. So meiosis is happening. Next, what do the spores produced in the capsule of liverworts develop into? What they produce? Spores then germinate. What they develop? They develop sporophyte, gemme, gametophyte, rhizoid. What they develop? They develop into a gametophyte. Okay. Next, what is the predominant stage in the life cycle of a moss? Predominant stage, here asking predominant stage. Sporophyte, gametophyte, protonema, capsule. The predominant stage is the gametophyte. In both liverworts and the mosses, the gametophytic phase is the most predominant. Okay. What is the first stage of the moss gametophyte that develops directly from a spores? What is the first stage of the moss gametophyte that directly developed from the spore? First stage, what is the first stage? In mosses, they are asking mosses. Leafy stage, sporophyte stage, protonema stage or rhizome. rhizode stage. As we all know, in mosses, two stages are there. One is protonema stage and one is the leafy stage. Okay, after germination of the spores, what is the first stage? Is that protonema stage or a leafy stage? The answer is protonema stage. They germinate and immediately produces the protonema stage. That is the green photosynthetic filamentous multicellular structure, which is the first stage of after germination. Then the protonema undergo asexual reproduction. They form the buds. Then these buds grow into a leafy structure of the mosses. Okay, you just remember all the terminologies and in sequential order. Okay, don't get confused. You repeat the video of the theory part of this bryophyte again and again. You will get clarity, right? After only you read these MCQs, then you will get more clarity and it will remain in your brain. Okay, next, what characterizes the protonema stage in mosses? Okay, what is the characteristic feature of the protonema in mosses? That is upright and slender axis? No. Creeping, green, branched and filamentous. It is a creeper like, green and branched and filamentous structure. Okay, it is the main characteristic of the protonema in mosses. Next, what develops from secondary protonema in mosses? As we all know, protonema, it undergo asexual reproduction by fragmentation. That fragment that give rise to a secondary protonema. From this secondary protonema, what develops? Spores, rhizode, leafy stage or fruit? Leafy stage. This secondary protonema, they produces the buds. They produces the protonema buds. These buds, then this bud, what they do? This bud germinate, they form the leafy stage of the mosses. Secondary protonema, they give rise to leafy stage through budding formation. Okay, next, how are mosses attached to the soil? How they attach? They have specialized structure that is known as rhizode. In mosses, the rhizodes are multicellular, but in liverworts, the rhizodes are unicellular. This is the difference there. But for the attachment in both mosses and in liverwort, rhizodes are helpful. Okay. What type of reproduction occurs by fragmentation and budding in mosses? What type of reproduction occurs by fragmentation and budding in mosses? This type of reproduction is occur where? In vegetative reproduction. In vegetative reproduction, or it is also called asexual reproduction. In this option, if they give asexual reproduction instead of vegetative reproduction, then that is the correct answer. Here what they given? Sexual reproduction, vegetative reproduction, spore formation and meiosis, right? So, vegetative reproduction or asexual reproduction is the correct answer. You must read the question and options very carefully. Okay, don't in a hurry. Where are the sex organs in mosses produced? Where we see the sex organ? At the base of the leafy shoot. In the protonema, in protonema there is no matter of sex organs. There is no sexual stage. In protonema only vegetative or asexual stage phase is observed. For leafy stage only or leafy phase only, we observe the sexual gamete formation. Okay, sex organs are formed, gametes are formed. At the base of the leafy shoot, no. At the base, what we observe, the axis and the rhizode. Okay, and at the apex of the leafy shoot or on the rhizode, we observe at the apex, at the tip of the leafy structure. At the tip of the leafy structure, we observe the formation of the sex organs, either archegonia or either antheridium. Okay. What components make up the sporophyte in mosses? How they look, the sporophyte, how they look? Thallus, gemme and rhizode, protonema, leafy stage and leaves, foot, seta and capsule, antheridia, archegonia and zygote. The answer is foot, seta and capsule. Okay, the sporophyte structure, you just remember, it contains foot. Next one, seta. Then again here is the capsule is present. Okay. It is the typical structure of the sporophyte. Foot, seta, capsule. Then, how are spore formed in the capsule of mosses? How they form? Mosses. In mosses, spores are formed formed by mitosis, meiosis, budding, fragmentation. The answer is meiosis. After meiosis, only the spore form. In sporophyte state, before spore formation, it should undergo meiosis because we need haploid spores. Next, haploid spores or the spores are the first cell of the gametophyte. So, it should undergo meiosis, meiosis, meiosis. Okay. Next, what is the example of a moss? The popular example is the funaria. It's an example of moss. Which among the following is also known as bog moss? That is the sphagnum. The sphagnum, it is the moss. It is also known as the bog moss. Okay. Next, the thalloid plant body is found in Mercantia. Then what about sphagnum? Sphagnum, it is a moss, right? It is the leafy body is present. So, here in funaria also it is a moss. So, in Mercantia there is a primitive structure which is less developed than the mosses. So, that is called thalloid or thalloid plant, but it is the leafy structure is there in the sphagnum and the funaria, right? So, for this it is little bit advanced. So, thalloid plant is called in the Mercantia because it is a very less developed, has the very because this Mercantia has the very less developed rhizole and leafy structure. Okay, that is called as thalloid body. But in case of sphagnum and funaria, they both are mosses and it is called as leafy thalloid. Okay. Next, in some of the liverworts, spores dispersal is aided by elathers, peristome teeth, indusium and calyptra. That is elathers. In some of the liverworts, we observe spore dispersal through elathers. Peat moss is used for transporting plants to distinct place because it is hygroscopic, it reduces transpiration, it is easy to available and it serves as a disinfectant. No, it is a hygroscopic. It holds the water. It is hygroscopic and it holds the water. That's why it is used in the transporting of the plants. Find the true statement about bryophytes. They have chloroplast. Yeah. They have archegonia. They are thalloid and all of the above. The answer is all of the above. They have chloroplast. Archegonia is the part of the bryophyte and thalloid is the whole body of the bryophyte. Okay. Next, in mosses, meiosis takes place during gamete formation, antheridia and archegonia formation, spore germination or spore formation. In mosses, where the meiosis takes place? In the spore formation. Inside the capsule, the spore are formed after the meiosis. Okay, not in the gamete formation. Don't get confused with the gamete formation and the spore formation. In human beings, let's take the example of human beings. Human is the haploid or diploid? He is diploid. 2 N chromosomes are present in the human. While during gamete formation, what happened? The cell is undergo reductional division and haploid sex or cells are produced, right? Sperm and egg, they are haploid. Okay, then they undergo union, then they form the 2N zygote. It is similar in case of bryophyte also. Then it undergo reductional division. No, not happened. Here bryophytes only reductional division happens after zygote formation, but in human beings it is not formed. In human beings, during gamete formation only, it undergo meiosis. But in case of bryophyte, during the spore formation, the meiosis takes place. You just remember, during the gamete formation in the bryophyte, mitotic division, and during the spore formation, it is the meiotic division. Okay. A characteristic feature of bryophyte is, what is the characteristic feature? A dominant and parasitic sporophyte. Dominant and parasitic. Okay, sporophyte is a parasitic, but is it dominant? A dominant and spore producing gamete. A small saprophytic phase which is dependent on the gametophyte. This statement is correct, right? The small sporophytic phase is there, but it is depending on the gametophyte. So option C is correct, right? Then The anthrozoids of Funaria are uniflagellated, biflagellated, multiflagellated, or do not have flagella. No, they are biflagellated. The Funaria or Mercantia, any species of bryophyte, they produces the biflagellated. Uh, they produces biflagellated anthrozoids or the sperms. Okay. Next. All the plants like ferns and mosses which produces spores are grouped under bryophytes, cryptogram, thallophytes, sporophyte. Cryptogram. This is the classification is a different kind of classification. Ferns and mosses. Ferns is a pteridophyte, right? It's the next portion of this chapter. I will explain in next chapter. Okay, sorry. In the next video, I will explain about the pteridophytes. That time you will be understood about this question. Okay. Finally, I mix all the concept and give you a overall look of the all plant kingdom. Okay. Now I am giving you a detailed explanation of each part, like algae, then the bryophytes, and then the pteridophyte, and then gymnosperm, and then higher plants. Okay. Don't worry about this. I will explain in the next video. Okay. Then independent male and female gametophytes are present in sphagnum. Sphagnum is a moss. Independent male and female gametophyte means it is a dioecious moss. Okay. Both in male and female gametophyte are different. Not a monoecious. They are dioecious. They are asexual. Each plant is only have one sex organ, one type of sex organ, either male or a female. Dioecious. Okay. Thank you for watching. With NEET preparation, you do subscribe our channel Bio Academy so that you will get the all the information related to the chapters, along with the most frequently asked question for solution for them also, and the free MCQs also we are providing with the possible MCQs which can be asked in future NEET exam. It is absolutely line by line of the NCERT book, along with other source also we are collecting, so that you will get more diverse knowledge. So you must follow and like and share and subscribe the channel and support us. Okay. Thank you.